Okay, it's on.
Ho!
Oh shit, people are already in here. Oh dang!
It's time to strum.
Rob started a Marco Polo. And Matt answered. Because we're
I
awesome.
refuse to play that.
Okay, so if you guys didn't catch my hint, I really want to draw more Pokemon today. So Ty's already suggested Incineroar, who is on Smash, and he's amazing.
Oh, hey, you know what would be even better if you made Incineroar but made him like a good wrestler, so like, or like an iconic wrestler, I guess. So if you made him like specifically the Ultimate Warrior, or like, God, I'm trying to think of one that's not a racist. Because Ultimate Warrior is, and Hulk Hogan is, so like, Sting, Goldust, no. Who's that other one? Doink.
Doink!
No. You do whatever you want.
Hi, Carson. Thank you for joining us. You guys weren't here for this shit. So when Ty first suggested that I draw Incineroar, his real world wrestler example was Chris Jericho, who's my favorite.
No, it was Chris Benoit, and then I remembered I actually meant Chris Jericho.
Okay, so it was originally Benoit, but then he said Jericho, and then you shit all over my dreams by saying an actually good wrestler.
Yeah, but he's not a good wrestler.
Yes, he is.
No. Or you could just make him John Cena and not draw him. Or it would just be like a fire belt hovering. No, you should. What you should do is make him the Undertaker.
The Undertaker?
Or the Shockmaster. Or the Gobbledygooker. So Incineroar in a turkey costume.
Oh, God.
In a fucking turkey suit.
Matt says Macho Man.
Oh, yeah. Macho Man would be the best. And I think Undertaker, just do a goth one, would also be funny.
Fucking Stardust would be... Goldust. It's Goldust.
It's Goldust.
Yeah, Goldust would be amazing. But he's just...
It's gold.
Anyway, Ty's not paying, so...
Yeah, no, mine's last. We'll lead up to it.
I think... Let's see, who was the first to comment? I think it was Rob. So Rob gets to go first.
Oh my god. That was me smacking my belly.
Carson says any wrestler outfit for Incineroar would be amazing.
I think Macho Man is probably the best idea. Just give him some shutter shades. Or not even shutter shades. Macho Man had like rhinestones and glitter and shit all over his. Like his sunglasses.
Hi, Kyo. These are all Pokemon that I did from the last time we had like a Pokemon-themed request stream. And I really wanted to draw more Pokemon today, so this was my big hint. My first one that Rob has suggested is Marowak.
Marowak is the upgraded Cubone. It's basically just Cubone, but mad.
Oh, he's mad Cubone.
And yeah, and the mask is shittier, because it's not a skull, it's like a... I mean, I guess technically, for practical purposes, it's more like armor, so I guess it serves him better. Oh, there's an Alolan one. That's awesome. I forgot about that. He's got the spinny fire stick.
That's pretty cool.
The Hawaii nonsense.
Okay, hold on. Let me get... Nope. Do as you're told. There we go. Okay. God, those are great.
Yeah, you did a really good job.
I'm really happy
I'm
with
surprised
those.
you haven't shared those yet.
I have. I did like the day of.
Well, piss on me, because that's my kink.
I will not.
Silence.
Not peeing on you is my kink.
Very well. We'll talk about it later.
Talk about it later. Okay. little tail.
Zilla?
I like his little forked tail. Or I guess that's a horn? I think it's a horn.
Look out, he's got a board with a nail in it. I am not a Simpsons fan, but that my deepest, most vivid memory of The Simpsons is when we were in like the old house, the one that you know is a pile of rubble. And the first Simpsons Halloween special I ever saw, which was the one with the monkey's paw, I think.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I guess at that time it would have been new. I'm sure if we did the math, that would probably be like the year that one premiered. And I just remember somebody yelling, "Look out! He's got a board with a nail in it." And for some reason, that moment has stuck with me for decades. I also have like very, very brief flashes of commercials for new episodes of TNG
Oh wow.
in that house,
Oh wow.
which is crazy because that was off the air by 1993. No, 94. One of those. And by then we were in the new house, so I must have been really young.
Matt says it's one of the aliens at the end of that episode. I
What?
guess has a nail and a board.
Whatever. Oh yeah, no, I think he's getting chased by a guy, by like just like a Springfeldian with a board with a nail in it. I don't remember. I've often thought, because I'm the kind of guy who picks a thing and then marathons every piece of media of that thing to gain an understanding of it. And part of me wants to do The Simpsons, but then I'd have to keep watching it while it's still on. I don't want to do that. So I'll wait until it hits 30 years, because they're obviously just holding out for 30 years. And like for all we know, it'll be immediately canceled after season 30. And then I'll do it. Because there's other things I'd like to do for it. Nothing comes to mind, but I'm sure there's other things I'd rather do than The Simpsons. Most notably, I've marathoned every piece of Shrek media, including, I actually had to track down the video file for the ride. Because there's a Shrek ride that's like one of those, like you get in the seats and the seat like bumps around and there's fog and shit. I watched all the Shrek movies and all the specials and the ride. And I have gained no more understanding of Shrek than when I began. This was also pre-Puss in Boots, so I actually haven't seen Puss in Boots.
It's cute. It's cute.
Oh, you need to cry.
Matt said aliens take over the Earth because I think someone wishes to rid all guns, so all guns are destroyed. Aliens take over effortlessly, but as soon as we figure out words with nails,
Only now am I getting that that's a parody of War of the Worlds.
yeah.
Where like our actual weapons were useless, but something completely innocuous was the key. I remember when the Spielberg War of the Worlds came out, I was like really pissed off by the ending, because I think at the time, I'm not sure I knew the ending of War of the Worlds.
Oh really?
So I saw the Spielberg, not to mention the final third of the Spielberg War of the Worlds is dog shit. As soon as the movie completely goes off the rails and it stops, like all the character arcs kind of just stop, and it's like, all right, now it's going to be Tim Robbins for 40 minutes. And not that part is bad, it just doesn't belong in that movie. It should just kind of be its own thing.
It does feel disjointed, yeah.
But when that movie opened, and just the first half hour, just the city street shit, is so utterly terrifying, and it's so well done, and like that to me is better horror. Like horror where you can just see it, and it doesn't matter that you can fucking see it because it's so unsettling and so there's such an existential dread to it, where you recognize the threat of death like so viscerally. She and I was just kind of in here because I've been kind of laying up today because my back is fucking killing me. We watched the new Blair Witch Project. Jen said she liked it. I can't speak to that.
I didn't. Yeah.
It was fucking terrible, and it's a camera swinging around for a fucking hour and a half, and people yelling, Sally! Or whatever their fucking names are, who cares, because we don't really meet them. And then I laughed when at the end it was like, written by. It was like, what are you fucking talking about? People just ran around in the woods and yelled each other's names, and there's like nothing actually really happens. There's no rules to the universe. Like at the end when they go into the house, there's that bright light coming in through the slats.
I thought they were gonna pull aliens like.
I was really hoping they would, because that would be fucking bonkers. There's this bright light shining in through the hut, because of course they go back to the house, because it's secretly a soft reboot. And one of the characters is like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, good question. Because that doesn't conform to anything we've seen so far. And it was just this jumble of I understand that horror movies serve a very specific function, and they're not really like regular movies.
Yes.
Quote unquote regular movies. They fill a very specific role, and they're for people who can easily suspend their disbelief so that they can be scared. But like when you look at horror, it's like a piece of shit modern horror movie like that, and view it through the lens of like actual storytelling, it's like there's nothing there. And now I say this as a person who I'm not into horror at all. I think my autismal ass is too disconnected from emotion in general for me to feel anything from that kind of movie. So I'm sitting here. I'm the kind of guy who goes to a musical show and stands at the back with his arms crossed, nodding to the beat as I sit there, academically taking in the music. So watching a horror movie is just a fucking nap, because there's very, very. I'm not saying that all horror movies are bad. I am saying that easily 19 out of 20 horror movies that come out today are bad. Objectively, they're dog shit. I haven't seen Get Out. I'm excited to see Get Out.
I would like to see Get Out, yeah.
But the thing is, with Get Out, you're saying something. There's a point. With something like Blair Witch, 2000, was it 16 or 17?
I think it was 16.
With the new Blair Witch, it's what the fuck is, what is the point? What are you saying with this film? And it's not that you have to have, an allegorical big societal statement, but, it literally wasn't saying anything. It was literally it was like going into one of those haunted houses and running around a hedge maze and getting chased by staffers dressed as fucking chainsaw people. It was literally just naked, turn your brain off and be scared. And it's if you dare to turn your brain on during the experience, it's just there's nothing there. There's nothing there at all. I wonder if I would be good at horror because I'm incapable of falling for that shit.
I think you
So I would have to reach for something higher.
I think you would be really good at the newer horror movies that come out are more cerebral, and I think.
Which ones?
Okay, all right, let's do this.
The
Ritual.
I was gonna say The Ritual. I haven't seen it. It looks good. I already know what the creature looks like, and I'm kind of bummed by that.
That doesn't ruin the movie.
Okay, good.
Let's see. Hush. Let's see.
Is Hush the one where there's a boy in the wall?
No.
Which one's that?
Hush is.
No, which one's with the boy in the
I
wall?
don't know.
Sorry.
Guillaume mentioned Cabin in the Woods. It's pretty great.
Yeah, but Cabin in the Woods is almost not a horror movie though. Cabin in the Woods Cabin in the Woods is like an essay about horror movies, which is interesting. That's good. That's a good thing.
Silence of the Lambs is a horror movie. I think you do well with that.
Is Silence okay?
Technically, yes.
Do we count it as horror or do we count it as psychological thriller?
It falls under both categories.
Can it? Well, okay, fair enough. But then we're opening this up. I'm talking about horror. I'm talking about horror, more like your Halloweens and your Nightmare on Elm Streets and like actual, you could not, they're horror movies. Okay. And I'm talking about shit like Silence of the Lambs to me,
I forgot I was drawing for a minute.
Sorry about this, folks. Silence of the Lambs to me is like it's more psychological thriller than, and I feel bad. This is actually the top of my list of cinematic shames. I have not seen Silence of the Lambs. It's old enough now, and I know enough about it that like I don't pretend to be able to talk about it, but like I understand what it is like pretty well at this point because it's so old.
It is one of my very favorite movies. Like holy crap, I love that.
Silence of the Lambs, but that falls into that category that I like of like psychological thrillers where it's like people messing with other people and like sure there's like gory visceral elements that you would expect in horror, but like it's more about the mind.
Yeah.
And the thinky parts where like when we're talking about something like New Blair Witch, that was not a consideration. That was not a fucking consideration. That was just like we're gonna put some dudes in masks, we're gonna put some CG in the background, we're gonna fake the camera glitching, which man, I already wasn't very immersed in it, but when they started doing these like cool quote unquote cool like CG camera glitches, that is not how a real camera would glitch out at all.
It's not, but it's also not the most egregious example of it I've ever seen. I thought they did probably what they thought was best, considering that real camera glitches probably aren't that interesting. They wanted to go with something a little weirder to fit the fact that so much weird shit is happening in the movie.
When you've got no story, no writing, hardly, and too much editing, because how the hell did they bring 4 cameras to every fucking place that they went? What you have left in a found footage movie is verisimilitude. You're trying to make it believable, because at that point, at least for somebody like me, and I get that I'm obviously not the intended audience, but like, if you want any kind of leg to stand on in terms of good filmmaking, you should be going for like, you have to believe this is real. This is actually happening. And like, first of all, they've all got fucking 4K cameras strapped to their heads, which is bizarre.
I did appreciate that detail though. I like that they gave reasons for several different camera angles, which is something that you don't do in a found footage movie. I thought that was nice that they explained that.
I agree. It's better than having unexplainable cameras. However, by the time they got to the house, and these are like, whoever's left, there's like, what, 2 or 3 of them? And
there's 2.
And they're beside themselves with terror because they all believe they're going to die, and they're no longer concerned with filming it. It's just, let's find our friends and get the fuck out. Why did they still bring like 5 cameras? If I was in that situation, I would be too scared shitless to worry about bringing all my cameras. I'd bring 1, but I certainly wouldn't bring like the shitloads that they brought.
Sorry, who was it? Guillaume also said Hereditary. I was actually toying with watching that when I picked the Blair Witch.
Yeah, Hereditary actually looks super good.
It looks amazing, and I've heard nothing but good stuff about it, and that makes me super happy. I also really love the lead actress. What's her name?
You mean the ugly kid?
No.
Oh, her mom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, I've lost her name. Anyway, she was the mom in, I'm losing every name. Fucking, I See Dead People. You know that line from the movie.
I know The Sixth Sense, but
yeah, thank you. I was
I
looking for
watched
the
The
name.
Sixth Sense one time. It's not a very good movie. And like it's weird because it's a movie that, like so many Shyamalan movies, it's meant to be watched one time.
I think that arm is a little long.
And once you've seen it one time, there's no reason to ever see it again. Because seeing it, knowing what the twist is, you could argue that, oh yeah, wow, I never noticed that. But like, nothing is so, like, Shyamalan gets, I mean, I get that people have obviously figured out he's a shit filmmaker now, but like, that movie is not, Unbreakable's good, but, Sixth Sense,
I
not my
really like Unbreakable. Okay, who was next?
I'm sorry, we're drawing. You're drawing. I'm just being those old man Muppets. I'm being both of them.
Toni Collette, yes, thank you. Rob, here's your war mask mon.
War Mask Mon!
What is this?
Marowak.
Marowak.
Because he whacks you with marrow.
He was fun, I like that. I think, Matt, you were the second to show up. Do you want to tell me what to draw? Tyrantrum.
But yeah, getting back to like War of the Worlds and how to me that kind of terror that's right up your alley.
Right?
Look at that shit.
This is great.
Wait, is that the T-Rex wearing an Elizabethan collar?
I think so.
Is that like a Shakespearean dinosaur?
He is wonderful. Oh my
Holy
god, look at
shit.
this guy. Yes.
That's a really cool Pokemon. I like that.
Oh, thank you, Matt. He said that's for me.
But yeah, the kind of terror that's at the beginning of War of the Worlds, like horror movies that are like that, and fuck, none come to mind. I know I've seen them, but like ones where like they're so confident in the storytelling ability and creating that kind of atmosphere that they don't need to rely on jump scares or anything. It's just kind of like, there it is, be scared. And just the way they put the film together causes dread. There's this one, did you see Under the Skin?
No, I can't. I think that's on Netflix. I should probably watch it.
Yeah, oh, it's really slow. It's so goddamn slow.
Because that's one I know I'm gonna have to pay attention to. So that's my problem is that I don't watch a lot of new movies.
Yes and no. The first like half of the movie is basically nothing. Like it's obviously kind of setting up, because the idea is like it's an alien invasion movie and it's kind of a horror movie, but the whole idea is you're like watching an alien who hates their job. You're watching an alien just kind of like go through the bullshit of their daily grind, which in her case is capturing men to ambiguously use as, I guess, a fuel source or something.
This is the one with what's her name, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the one with where Scarlett Johansson is an alien. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's good. I like it a lot. I like slow movies. But
does anybody want to see this movie and hasn't seen it? And should we shut up?
I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to spoil the ending.
Oh, okay, cool.
But there's this one shot in it where a baby is left on the beach, like a literal fucking infant, like he's got to be like 6 to 8 months old, and his parents are killed. And we just keep going back to this baby as like the light fades on the day and shit. The baby's still just sitting there crying itself to death on the beach.
Okay.
And it is one of the most unsettling things I've ever seen in a film.
Actually, I'm kind of glad you said that because I'm not going to be able to watch it now.
It's so depressing and hard to watch this kid who you know is going to be dead like the next day or something sometime as the day concludes and the light is coming down and the baby is still there. And it's just that to me is more horrific. That to me is more, because it causes you to think about mortality and to think about, like, that is so much scarier than, it's a spooky guy with arms that are longer than normal in the background for half a second. Like, fuck that shit. Like, it's the stuff that causes you to confront your own actual fears about what is being displayed. That is the best shit.
Guillaume is asking if we've watched Night Flyers on Netflix. I have not watched it. I've wanted to, but I haven't seen it yet. And I love horror movies, and I will never tell you that they're a good genre. But I love movies that can do traditional tricks. I love horror movie makeup. I love the actors that I know from like 80s that have just been in this genre for years and years and years. I'm always happy to see their names. I love the history, and fucking Tom Savini rules my world. I love that man. But like I will never say that these movies are good. But so it's always really nice when a good one pops up. But yeah, I haven't seen Under the Skin yet. I should really watch Night Flyers because I've heard both good and bad things about it. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Also, I love the space so far. It's a good face.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I feel like I'm coming off as on a high horse, and I am, but I'm also the kind of guy who, when I have to decide what movie to watch, I'm going to put on Street Fighter. So, like, I don't pretend to be some cinema snob, because I fucking love terrible movies. And not even so bad they're good movies. I just like bad movies that don't have redeeming qualities. like if you really sit back and look at, like,
I'm gonna have to shrink this.
at say Super Mario Brothers. It's not so bad it's good. It's kind of just bad. But I like it.
It's not a good movie.
You look at John Leguizamo's The Pest. It is intensely problematic. It is a horrible, horrible movie with all sorts of bizarre, no religion or race or culture or sexual orientation is safe from that film. But I grew up watching it with my sister over and over and over and over again. So yeah, whatever. I just know way too much about that movie. And also the other lead is a pedophile. Just everything about that movie is just Jeffrey Jones is a pedophile.
Oh, right.
Everything about that movie just bleeds garbage.
I forgot who it was.
It's not written. It was clearly created in the editing room. It makes no goddamn sense. But I will often just watch it. And it is a indefensibly bad movie.
Yeah.
There's nothing good about that movie. I mean, John Leguizamo is a treat, but it's not even good John Leguizamo. It's John Leguizamo when he was insufferably annoying.
Speaking of horror movies, like bad horror movies, and John Leguizamo, The Happening is the worst. It's so good. It's so bad. But there's such good things about it, and John Leguizamo is one of them. But it's really unfortunate how bad that movie ended up being. Thanks, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, John Leguizamo in his later career has turned out to be an excellent actor. He's very good. And thank goodness does decent films now. Like John Wick and John Wick Part 2. No, he also does actual good movies.
But those are wonderful.
Oh, no. Okay, sorry. My language is... Those are excellent movies. But, like, there's good movies, and then there's, like, satisfying action movie. Like, for instance, like, Taken fucking rocks. But, like, it's not a good movie. It's just... It's satisfying to watch a man tear the world apart to get his daughter back, and just to be an unstoppable death train. That's just fun. In the same way that, like, everybody loved Death Wish for way too many movies.
The Relic. Yeah, I enjoyed the Relic as well. Actually, the book is pretty great. That's one of those books I wore out. I might put The Ritual on again later.
Do it.
I really like that movie. His legs are a bit long.
Anyways, movies. That thing I don't watch very often.
Yeah, I honestly have like the same 5 TV shows that I just watch over and over again because I don't have to look up and I can have noise while I work.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
I have my old hard drive plugged in now because I'm back on a Mac, so I can watch all the Star Trek movies again.
Ooh.
Star Trek 4 for days.
Yes.
That is a wonderful movie. This is so good. Didn't even need a villain hell-bent on revenge. Just like, ah, shit, we gotta get these whales. And there are some obstacles to getting these whales. And then we overcome them. Now we got whales. The future is safe.
Yeah, I like that one. I also like Generations though, so I can't be trusted.
It's not really safe to like any of the TNG movies because they're bad. First Contact is definitely the best one.
Yeah.
And then like I don't like Generations. I think Generations is kind of boring. Nemesis is I think the problem is they're just not Star Trek movies. Insurrection, which by the way, I feel like they made that movie and then they were like, fuck, this is just a really long, boring episode of Star Trek. And then they were like, well, we'll punch up the title and make it awesome. So they just picked like a StarCraft kind of word. Because StarCraft was out around then. They were like, what would you call the next StarCraft expansion pack? Insurrection. And then that's what the movie became. Because the movie is really about Star Trek characters frolicking around in fucking wheat fields. And that is the movie.
Guillaume would like to know what? You don't like Action Picard?
No. I like Action Picard. But we'll see. Okay, let me put it this way. Like J.J. Abrams' Star Trek 2009. I love that movie.
I love that movie.
It's super fun. It's great. But it doesn't engender the values that Star Trek should. The values that I genuinely believe that at this point we fucking need as a species if we're in any way going to survive. Which, I'm not going to get into that. But we could really use a shot in the arm of real optimistic Star Trek values right now. And Action Picard doesn't give us that. And J.J. Abrams' Star Trek doesn't give us that. And Discovery certainly fucking doesn't give us that. We could really use like an optimistic, hey, the future might actually turn out okay if we just, treat people with respect and don't be xenophobic and shit like that. Whereas, like, nah, Star Trek of all things is not doing that anymore.
Apparently the Orville is.
Apparently the Orville is just TNG with Seth Meyers. The other one, the fucking Family Guy man. with his weird beady little eyes and giant balloon head as the captain. I can get behind that, I guess. He has a beautiful golden radio voice, so that's fine.
I need to interject. Discovery is a lot of good action explodey fun.
Oh.
It's not Star Trek fun.
Yeah, no, I like all these things. I like Discovery, and I like Trek 2009, and I like Action Picard. But can we just have some fucking Star Trek now?
I do recommend you watch it though. Yeah, I really enjoy it, and I caught myself cheering a lot of times because it's fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ideas in Discovery, and there's literally 2 episodes that I would call Star Trek episodes out of the entire first season. But most of the episodes are people screaming and being tortured and having PTSD, and it's a very post-Battlestar thing where everybody has trauma and everybody is just fucking dour and miserable and frowning and duplicitous, and everybody is morally gray, which, I mean, is fine. It makes great TV. But that's not what Star Trek is. Star Trek is like, humanity has resolved its differences. We're ready to, make the world a better place. I mean, I have my problems with the way that Starfleet goes around imposing human morality on other cultures when they specifically state that they're not trying to do that, they just do. That is neither here nor there. Discovery kind of misses the mark with that idea that racism and poverty and shit, they don't exist anymore because we worked together to make it this way. And now we have this excellent future where we're ready to see what else is out there. We're not, constantly fighting amongst ourselves. Whereas at Discovery, that is all they're fucking doing. It's still a great TV show. It's Star Trek in name only, basically.
The way his little...
I should probably sit closer to the chat. I actually can't see what anybody's saying over there.
His designs, the way they come down his belly here, it looks like little, tuxedo flaps.
Yeah, no, this is a wonderful Pokemon. This is a wonderful Pocketmon. Oh, and the other thing I hate about Discovery, that I hate about all modern everything, as of Season 2, they're almost 100% relying on Remember the Thing that every fucking blockbuster movie does now. So you got Christopher Pike, and you have the Enterprise, and you have Spock, and it's just a... Oh, and Season 2 is trying to be the Avengers, because there's like a big final boss that they're obviously not going to reveal until the last episode.
Don't say too much more. Guillaume hasn't seen anything.
Neither have I. I haven't seen Season 2 either. I just know what it's about.
Okay.
Season 2 is about there's this big bad space boss, and he's coming for the MacGuffin. We gotta prepare for his arrival, and so it's just Thanos.
Space Thanos.
Well, Thanos is Space Thanos.
He's Space Thanos, yeah.
So I think that's a little, are you fucking serious? And I hope that someday we can get back to real Star Trek. If the Orville has to do it, then fine. I guess I'm not so attached to the words Star Trek that it has to be Star Trek.
Yeah, it's fun.
Beyond was pretty good. Beyond was the best characterizations of those characters in the new Ding Dong, the J.J. Abrams universe. I still think I like the first one better. Into Darkness is dog shit. But it's either the first or the third.
The first one's the best out of the 3.
I feel that the first one is the best one. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I think it's fun that the Pokemon design has more correct anatomy than mine.
Yep. I like his honeycomb too. I have never played Mass Effect. I have no idea.
Who said that?
Guillaume.
Guillaume said it. That's not incorrect. That's, yeah.
Oh, Matt asked if I don't like work going through Klingon puberty. No, there's Insurrection. I like Insurrection. Sorry, I feel I didn't say that. Insurrection to me is in some ways the best TNG movie, but the problem with it is that it is just an episode of the show. It did not need to be feature-length at all. Like, it is no more complex than your typical, we want the people on the planet to move, and then the people on the planet are like, no, this is our home. We're not going anywhere. And then the bad guy comes, and then they're like, we need to outsmart the bad. Like, it's that plot that we've seen a million times in every frigging sci-fi show, and even in Star Trek, we've seen like a dozen times. Where they're like, you're gonna have to leave. No, this is our home. Like, fuck, do something new.
Carson, you're up next if you wanna tell me who you want.
And then F. Murray Abraham showing up like, you're too good for this, don't. You're too good to be weird skin stretchy man. Who is bad. But also good, because it's another fucking revenge plot. They gotta stop with the revenge plots, because there's been 3 Abrams Star Trek movies now, where the bad guy is a shadowy dude from the past who wants revenge. Literally all 3 of them have just been, and now I want revenge.
Oh God,
I don't know if you've watched the Red Letter Media reviews.
I thought I saw one of them.
They're fun.
I can't remember which one.
They're fun. Mike definitely likes Star Trek more than he likes Star Wars, so we have that in common. I like the original trilogy of Star Wars. The prequels are fun to watch, but they are some of the worst. Like, they're so unique in that they're kind of like The Room, where The Room was a man who made a bullshit movie and just had so much money that he forced it into the mainstream.
Oh, hi, Luke.
And the prequel trilogy is like that writ large, where George Lucas has literally unlimited money to make really bad movies and
Toxic crook.
Force them to be popular. Because they're so bad. Like, they are B-movie bad. They're so goddamn bad. But they're bad in the way that The Room is, where they're super memeable and like endlessly entertaining in their shit. And so I guess in that way I love them. Of the 2 new trilogy movies, I do think that I can't even remember the first one's name. Force Awakens is okay. It's fine. I am on the side of Last Jedi being bad. I think it fucked with everything a little too much. There's a lot of things that I liked about it. I thought the idea of a chase movie was really cool. I thought that was a really, really neat element. The fucking off the casino planet and saving the horses was like, why? That didn't really need to be like, they could have compacted it. It could have been a lot more together. And the way that Trevorrow destroyed everything that the first movie set up to build towards in the third movie, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you can tell he was doing it just to do it. And that they don't actually, or at the time, they didn't actually know how that would impact the third movie, which I guess is kind of Abrams' fault, because he has even admitted that he had no idea what he was setting up, because he's the guy responsible for fucking Lost. I just set things up and take no responsibility for them. So I don't know. I'm interested to see the third movie, because I'm, in for a penny, in for a pound. I've come this far. I have not seen Rogue One, and I have not seen Solo, so I can't really comment on them. However, given the state of blockbuster movies post-Transformers, I am extremely confident they are bad.
I enjoyed Rogue One. I thought it was really straightforward. They didn't pull any crazy shit that I didn't find believable in universe. I enjoyed it. I haven't seen Solo though, and I don't.
I will definitely reserve judgment until I see them. I'm not going
Yeah.
to harp on about how bad they are if I haven't fucking seen them. But knowing the climate they were made in, knowing what I know about them already, sight unseen,
That's fun. I like that.
I am confident I will think they are bad movies.
Okay.
And that's the other problem too. I don't watch.
I agree with that.
I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't watch a lot of new movies. And then when I do, like I have to just watch the cream because I don't watch a lot of new movies. So it's like I gotta watch just the really, really good shit. I really want to see the Sisters Brothers,
Toxicroak.
which is that
The what one?
it's a Western that came out last year, had no marketing, so it kind of tanked. But it's John C. Reilly and Joaquin Phoenix as
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
brothers who are assassins in the Old West. And apparently it's fucking excellent. But nobody fucking saw it because it was not a big, dumb post-Transformers action movie. But I would really like to see that. That's kind of on my radar.
Let's try.
That's a fucking awesome Pokemon.
He's great. Yeah, there's some really cool art of him.
His weak spot is too big. He'd be a very easy boss. My phone just fell. Oh, who's that one? I want that. Looks like Croagunk.
Croagunk?
I fucking love that.
Yeah, he's neat too. Okay, let's try.
I assume. Oh,
What?
I assume they evolved from that.
That being Croagunk.
Wait, well then who's the big one?
I have no idea.
Okay, one of those must be fan art.
I think this one's fan art.
No, I mean one of them must be a fan design.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Still need to watch Solo. We should watch that. You want to watch Solo?
Not really, no.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll watch it without you.
Entertaining is important, but I don't feel that should give every movie that is just entertaining a free pass because it has practically destroyed movies for this decade. Like the overwhelming majority of movies are kind of just dog shit now because everybody thinks they can get away with it. And then you get this whole idea that expecting a modicum of professionalism or sense from a story is like, oh, what were you expecting, Shakespeare?
You're spitting at my tablet.
Were you expecting? It's just a movie. It's just just turn your brain off. It's just entertaining. That's why every movie's fucking bad now, because for some reason, expecting decent storytelling and shit just makes you a snob. So you should not be listened to.
This guy's cool.
Yeah, I really like this design. This is really cool. The only thing that bothers me is he looks like he has a little mustache.
I like his little mustache.
To be fair, I am all for there being movies that are just entertaining. That's what we've always had action movies for. Action movies are by like for instance, getting back to John Wick. Those are not like smart movies, but they are excellent ass, highly entertaining, super well crafted action movies.
Oh my god, I love
And I think in movies like that, yes, those are crafted for pure entertainment. But now there's this sense that like every movie, it's just entertaining. It's like, ugh. I want something with like a fucking story. I want like world craft and shit.
Does he have? Is that a? Oh, it is a bump. Okay.
Wait, what's a bump?
This here. I was confused by this bump, right there.
Oh, weird. Yeah.
I was confused by that. Bump.
So he's like a little submarine.
He's neat.
Yeah, this is a really cool Pokemon. Stuff him in a ball and force him to fight. Solo I'm torn about because I'm the kind of person who I like the way Star Wars, like you'll see a fucking guy in the background of one shot, and there will be a whole novel series of that character. I love that. Like I like when a world has so much lore that you could just be a scholar about that one world. I really like that, and I think it's clear that like ultimately I'm trying to do that for Rising Sun. So I do like that shit. I do like knowing. Wait, how did that character get that belt buckle? Like, I think that's neat. So I'm the fact that Solo. A lot of the people whose opinions I respect said that that's what they didn't like about Solo. How how he got his name and all that shit. How Chewie got his name. But at a very base level, I do like that kind of shit. So I am ultimately interested in seeing Solo. I would like to see it eventually, just to like to see what kind of cognitive dissonance I'm going to get from that. Where it's like, as much as I like knowing the backstory of every little thing in a universe, I do also see the sense in not revealing the backstory of every little thing in a universe. Yeah, that's a good problem. That's a good way of explaining it. How not only are you explaining every little thing, you're explaining every little thing as if it all happened all at once. The examples like that, how you got your name, like, oh, you're Solo, so we'll call you Solo. That's fucking bonkers, and I don't believe that for a goddamn second. And they should have...
Is he okay?
Yeah,
okay.
he's not. We thought the cat was going to barf. He's fine. But yeah, that feels very basic. But I also like. Oh, there's this part of me that's like, it's cool that you explained that. Like I like when people put thought into those things, even if they were fleeting bad thoughts that they had in a single lunch hour, which it definitely feels like the origin of Solo's name is. I don't know, I like that. It doesn't get a free pass just because they explained it, but like I'm the kind of person who like, yeah, I want to get into the reason that, Dahl has this or that like for instance, like I'm trying to do it in a more invisible way. I don't know if I'm successful, but like for instance, how Dahl's belt in the present is the dress she was wearing in the past. I don't know if you guys probably noticed that by now. Like stuff like that, where like there's a clear sense of continuity. I do love these little details that go into worlds like that.
I didn't know it was supposed to be a comedy at first.
Yeah, it was gonna be what's her face? Wasn't it like the Lego Movie guys who were doing Solo?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know that.
And they have never had a movie that was bad, to my knowledge.
Yeah, apparently the second Lego movie is gold, like the first one was.
The first Lego Movie was shockingly good. I could not believe how much fun and how well said the message was. And the way it got fucking meta like that at the end to deliver the message, was just, it was phenomenal. I really, really enjoyed the first Lego Movie.
How many fingers does he have? Oh, okay. Oh, that is like.
Oh, he's got Assassin's Creed claws, where it's like remove a finger to have a claw.
That was only in the first game.
Whatever, fuck it.
Just saying.
Who gives a shit?
Leonardo da Vinci figured out how to make a hidden blade without losing a finger. I love those games.
I do like alternate history things. There's a movie that is not on Netflix yet that I'm so excited that I really want to see, called Overlord. I think it's called Overlord, where it's a Nazi zombie movie, and there's no shortage of those. It's a Nazi zombie movie, but it is taken dead seriously, like a Saving Private Ryan sort of thing. Like, it is just a hardcore realistic, but it's a Nazi zombie movie, and I really want to see that. I don't even really give a shit about zombie movies.
I love zombie movies.
I'm one of those people who like I don't care about respecting the tradition of the Romero. Like who gives a shit?
Love zombie
Running
movies.
zombies are better than shambling zombies. Fucking fight me. They're better. They're better. They're more terrifying. They're better. Done correctly, they're better. Now, not many movies have done it as good because wasn't I can't even remember the name of the movie. 22 days, 27 days later, 7 days later. What's it called?
28 days later.
28
they
days
aren't
later.
Zombies.
Yeah, doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. They started the idea of running zombies, and I don't think it's been topped since.
The ones in Dawn of the Dead were good. There was some fun themed zombies in that one.
Was there runners in that one?
Oh yeah.
Oh. You mean the remake?
Yes, the remake.
Because I haven't seen the remake.
It's on Netflix.
And then Left 4 Dead 2 was super fucking fun.
It was a great
Left 4
game.
Dead 2 was so goddamn fun. Holy shit. As a guy who rolls his eyes when somebody says, okay, my thing is all about zombies, god damn, Left 4 Dead 2 was so much fun. I could go for some of that. Except like Dungeons and Dragons, it requires 4 friends to find the time to sit down together. Which is almost too much to ask.
Okay, let's get this face.
Yeah, his mustache is bothering me. Looks like a Liz Kramer character. Did you get my joke? She does the upper lip thing in all of her characters. She is a phenomenal artist. That's just like a particular quirk of her style that
Everybody
just
has-
happens to bother me.
Really lovely defined lips in her work.
But only top lips. She doesn't do bottom lips. All of her characters have only top lips, and it looks like they're trying to like lick something off their nose because there's literally one lip. It's very strange. As for what Matt's
No, I don't think I like this angle.
rambling on about, I don't know anything about Assassin's Creed.
What? What?
He's saying that the first game is worth a shit and the rest are downhill. I know nothing. I'm a Splinter Cell boy.
What? The first game is nothing but the same mission over and over and over again. I like Altair. I think he's a wonderful character. And his buddy, whose name is escaping me now. It doesn't matter. They're both fantastic characters, but that game is nothing but the same mission over and over and over and over again.
And now all the modern Assassin's Creeds are just the same mission over and over and over again.
The games got good with Ezio. Assassin's Creed 3. Okay, Matt's explaining. Sorry, you got me going.
I'm just too hot. Like, I can turn off this heater.
It's very warm, yeah. Does his mouth open?
I mean, he's a frog, so presumably. Probably, for design purposes, probably no.
I'm not sure it opens. I like that angle. Oh. Oh!
Yeah, but that's not him. That's the
That's
younger.
not him?
That's the younger version of him.
Oh, it doesn't have that. Alright.
I mean, you could presumably do it though.
Yeah.
You've been shown the way.
I still want to get those teeth in.
I want to draw more characters as horrible melting ice cream bars.
That's true. I mean that. I thought for sure you had to do that kind of stuff with Ezio. I might need just to play the games again. I think I have 2 on Steam. I'm very passionate about Assassin's Creed. You got me going. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, Ubisoft.
No, I had a similar glitch in 3, and I couldn't finish a game because of it.
In Splinter Cell Conviction, my save file corrupted as I was doing the final level, so I've never seen the end. Because that game took a really long time, and I was like, I ain't doing that again.
Usually there's like workarounds, you just gotta Google for them.
I did.
But like I couldn't do anything to fix the one that killed my game in 3. And I just didn't pick it up again after that. That encounter's a bummer. The street barricading you have to do, what was that? Was that Revelations? Was that Revelations that you have to do that in? You have to like set like blocks in the streets and whatnot.
Don't ask me.
That was kind of cool. I like that mechanic.
Know what looks like it's carried on the Assassin's Creed legacy far better than Assassin's Creed has, though, is the new Hitman games.
Oh, really?
They look so fucking good.
Do
Jesus
they?
Christ.
I haven't checked them out.
Like, the new Hitman 2 looks like it would scratch my stealth itch so hard.
It's funny. I didn't get into Assassin's Creed until Revelations E3 trailer. The trailer is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, and then it's set to Woodkid music, and it sold me. Like, I went out that day and bought every game before it so I could play, and I'm all about the Assassins. God, what year was that?
I've never played an Assassin's Creed game.
I think that was 2011? 10?
Which is weird, because I really like stealth games.
I don't know if you'd like them. I think you would find them a little too eye-rolly.
Yeah, they feel, when the first one came out, and I think this is why I didn't play it at the time, it felt bro-y. Like, it felt like the kind of people who drink Mountain Dew and do Halo would like Assassin's Creed, and I think that was like way back in the day, that was why I was like, well, if jocks like it, I don't. And I think after that, I just kind of never really paid the series any mind. It's sort of like how Tyrell being a sex pervert and asshole initially soured my opinion to the Dark Souls games. So there was like years where I just did not pay attention to Dark Souls, and I think that had a lot to do with it. Oh, that's great. Yeah, when I get a PC back, and I hope that's sooner than later, Hitman is one of the things I'd like to try out. God, I want to play Monster Hunter so goddamn bad.
I would love to play Diablo again.
My hand is so
Your
fucked up.
hand, yeah, I don't know.
I may never play Diablo again.
That might not be wise.
But yeah, I did eventually play Dark Souls, and I still don't see the appeal, even having played it. It's just kind of, it's not terribly difficult. Certainly not like people make it out to sound. But everything about it, like, it doesn't feel like that. You just gotta get good. It just feels like, oh, that enemy placement was cheap. Why did you put that there? Like, you just did that so I would die and have to start again. Like, I don't know. It doesn't feel as fully like everything is your own fault. No, it definitely feels like a lot of it is the game's fault.
Do you hear the little pin noise? It's not
really
doing it now.
And even if it was, the pens are so expensive that she's good. Or I could, if you really want, I could just give you mine. If you want. It'll work. Same pen.
No, the big one is uncomfortable for you.
What? I would take that one, and you would take the other one.
I also don't know if that's just a thing that these pins do.
They are a little bit clicky. Like, you can kind of hear the spring.
It's not doing it now.
Well, your problem's resolved. It's over. It's finally over. I've been making a list of dialogue tropes because I want to try to write a character who speaks in nothing but. Where's my list? Where's my list? My Google Keep is a mess because I use it for everything. Oh, cliches. There we go. What? Oh, god damn it! This isn't even the full list.
Oh.
But yeah, it's over. It's finally over. Somebody announcing the year of an alcoholic beverage and then saying "very good year." It's quiet, too quiet. Good luck. You're gonna need it. Making somebody choose who dies.
Is Let's Get Out of Here on there?
Is that a cliche?
It's one of those that people point out in movies all the time.
Let's get out of here after like the.
Or you want to get out of here.
After like the final boss of the movie is defeated, and like they're just kind of like sweating and leaning against or whatever because the danger's over, and then the secondary character is like, "Come on, let's get out of here." Yeah, maybe I will put that.
I immediately thought of Deep Blue Sea. I don't know. I want to watch that.
But they're in the sea. How do they get out of there?
The boat carrying the next staff or next crew shows up.
Oh my goodness, Leo, this is incredibly uncomfortable. Cats are stupid. You're stupid.
Let's have more.
Yeah, I gotta go feed Monty.
No, not yet, because we gotta keep an eye out for him.
Okay, Leo, this is untenable.
Monty has been eating his food. Like, he's obviously shown up every night like he is supposed to, but he's been so stealthy about it that we've missed him for like days.
It's extremely difficult to like. God, yesterday I put his food out and I checked 5 minutes later and it was gone. It's like he knows we're waiting for him.
I miss our friend.
Like, dude, you better get used to us now because we are going to steal you eventually. Might as well get the introductions out of the way.
I like how I did his mustache. I think that looks good.
He's like a really angry waiter. Oh, also, sorry, Rob. What J word? I don't know what.
Jen. He means Jen.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a really shitty word. Sounds gross. Oh, why are you a sports man? Jocks were really shitty to me for my entire childhood / high school, so I tend to be extremely like racist against sports people, and I very intrinsically don't trust people who are like super into
Rob says F
athletic pursuits. Now that doesn't mean I can't get over it, but it has to be on a case by case basis because people like that are responsible for lots of drama in my life. So if you're the kind of person who really, really loves like football or hockey or something, you gotta fucking prove yourself to me.
I like football.
I try to get over it, but I mean it's very deep seated, and I totally recognize that. Yeah, God, Bill the other day on the other day, it was like 2 weeks ago, on that thing that we waste time on all day, Twitter.
The Twitters.
When he was like, "What? A Canadian who doesn't like hockey? Never heard of that before." And then, like, I basically explained to him what I just explained to the chat. And then he was like, "Huh? Sorry, Ty, you just got body slammed," or whatever the fuck they do in hockey. And I was like, "You fucking dick. Like, did you not hear a word I just said?" I wish I could snowboard. I actually got the... Oh, Jesus Christ. Did I just break the bed? What did I just do? What the fuck was that? Oh.
Did it come off the doodad?
It did, yeah.
Yeah,
And it's stuck. I don't know how to fix that.
I'm gonna pause the stream for just a sec. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Our bed frame is bigger than our bed. I just said leave it, so it decided to fall between the two side rails, and we need extra hands to fix that. So anyway. What am I doing? Guillaume, you're next if you want to get your request ready. I just gotta finish this guy's neck sack. Oh, and his arm bands. I would love it to be a Pokemon, but if you got a different idea, that's totally fine as well. I will draw whatever you throw my way.
I need to use the word cogitate more.
Cogitate?
Let me cogitate. Or am I reading that wrong?
That's a great word.
No, I'm not. Jen's second monitor is
It's really terrible.
garbage. It's just whatever I had lying around. So it's actually, the chat is like slightly blurry. Oh, fucking Scyther. Yeah. That was my favorite Pokemon, like, at the time. In Gen 1.
It will be done.
I remember him being good in the card game, too. Like, in the beginning.
I don't know anything beyond. I don't even really know Gen 1 all that well. I still have to like Google names that I should know, but yeah, I don't know anything beyond Gen 1 very well.
Would you like a cracker and a cheese?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I've never been able to get all the way through a Pokemon game. I think I've said that in a stream before.
I played Pokemon Snap. I had the Pikachu in 64. And then it got stolen in college.
That probably made somebody $1,000. Or rather, would have if they kept it to like now. Another.
He turned out pretty cool. Did I get all those markings? Thank you.
Yeah. You're off model enough that I don't think it matters.
Oh, no, I forgot the ones over here.
Yeah, that's neat. Turned out good.
Yeah, I like him.
I got to the second gym on Pokemon Yellow. And then I was like, I hate this. And then when Pokemon Black and White came out, I pirated White. And I played almost to the first gym. And I was like, I hate this. Why do you keep stopping for story? And that was it. Because Pokemon, as far as I'm concerned, all I care about is the extremely fiddly breeding and battling. Like, I think there's some really interesting, like, the way strategy works in that game is interesting. But as RPGs, they are incredibly simple. And I just fall asleep as soon as I try playing them. No, I do not think they're for me. Yeah, there he is. There's that boy.
Okay. Aw. that's him, right? I'm not. Yes. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't grabbing like an evolution of him.
I'd recognize that Mega Man X boss anywhere. Yeah, I guess I can understand that because Pokemon is a very not to be perfectly honest, I'm not a huge fan of JRPGs in general, but like Pokemon is a very, very, very just straight ahead. You don't need to worry about a lot of side quests and stuff. It's just kind of like run and gun all the way to the end. I just couldn't get into like, especially in like White, like getting to that's the one that has like the Pokemon. It's basically Pokemon PETA, I think. And they just these extended dialogue scenes where you're not playing the game and you're just listening to this really, really simple dialogue. I just couldn't get into it. It's just like, just shut up and let me like breed 10 generations of Pokemon so I can give like a Pokemon a move it's not supposed to have. Like that is honestly the only part of Pokemon I'm interested in. So I guess I'm Brock. In a way. Brock ends up being a Pokemon breeder. And if I turn out like my dad, I'll even have those little squinty eyes. That are always drawn as just like closed eyes. I will buy Final Fantasy VII when it comes out on Switch, though. Because that'll be fun and convenient to have.
Yeah.
Hope they don't. I noticed this in the store, and John confirmed it in a tweet later. For Final Fantasy IX, they put like a Photoshop sharpen filter over all the backgrounds, so all the backgrounds have this weird, like almost TV fuzz because they've been sharpened so much. Yeah, Carson, I think that's what I mean, is that, like, Pokemon, it is very simple, and I don't mean that in a bad way, I just mean that, like, it's very, this is your thing to do, and just do it, and yeah, like you said, like, it's small goals, so, like, you can play it for 6 hours, or you can play it for 10 minutes while you're on the bus, like, I think that also, because it being a Game Boy game, really contributed to its success, that it was something you could do for, like, small stretches of time. Oh, that's no good. Just the Final Fantasy IX with the backgrounds.
Oh yeah.
Like they did that thing where sharpen filter, sharpen filter, sharpen filter, and if you do it one too much,
It
you
gets
can
a weird, like, beveled almost outline.
it starts to get this like little bit of like fuzz where like it starts to sharpen. It's literally the filter like eating itself, where it's like it's starting to sharpen the sharpen filter. No good. I have no special attachment to 9. I like the art style, and I like a lot of the designs. I think they're wonderful, and I can definitely see why you would like them. Guillaume, specifically. There's a lot of that DNA in your work, kind of, I feel, with some of those character designs. But yeah, I'll be able to pass on that. 7, though, that's, like so many, that is the one I kind of have the nostalgia for.
I'm one of those weirdos that freaking loves 10 too. I love the dress spheres. The sphere grid is the best thing.
The sphere grids are good. I mean, it's awesome that Path of Exile adopted that, because it's a really nice progression system. Also, Matt, it being a port of the mobile versions makes sense because the Switch is basically a really fancy phone. A really fancy landscape phone. I remember Matt playing Golden Sun, or, for the purposes of this chat, James. I seem to recall, isn't Golden Sun half a game? Didn't they have like another half that was going to come out and then it just never did?
Oh, I don't know.
And Chrono Trigger, I've never gotten into it, partially because, again, JRPGs are not my strongest genre, and also it felt weird. Because this is where Square just started going apeshit with like active time battles and live action kind of shit and stuff. So like it was almost like too much. Moving from Mario RPG to Chrono Trigger was like,
I really like Chrono Trigger. Chrono Cross is better. I enjoy Chrono
I do
Cross
hear
more.
that a lot from certain people. Connor being another one.
I think that game is just beautiful and so much fun.
Is there a third one or did I drink that?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Oh no, there was that fake trailer like a couple months ago that somebody made.
Oh, right.
Oh, I'm glad Golden Sun 2. I guess that was like a DS thing because I thought Golden Sun 1 was I thought that was GBA.
If we want to go like strategy game, like RPG,
That's a different genre altogether.
yeah, totally. Tactics Advance. It's still one of my very favorite games.
Tactics Advance blew me away with how it presented. Because part of the reason I've never really played tactics games is because I don't care about the fantasy. I don't care about, and this kingdom is at war with this other kingdom, so you must lift your banners and ride into combat, and your cavalry will. Like, who gives a shit? But then the Tactics Advance, the way it does that, school children sucked into a book or whatever,
Yeah.
or sucked into a video game, and then like it's that kind of like 80s kids movie where it's like, oh shit, we gotta get home, and then like the one who ends up being the bad guy is like, I don't want to go home, I'm king here, this is way better, and like it's like I love how they put that coat of paint on it. It's just it's a really fun take on presenting that style of gameplay.
I think it was really clever. I love that. It's a great game. The first Tactics is also wonderful.
Speaking of Carson talking about the art for Chrono Trigger, that is to say Akira Toriyama's art.
Mhm.
I wonder, because there's no fucking way a Dragon Quest character will not be in Smash Brothers. I wonder how they're going to present Akira Toriyama's art style as Smash Brothers art style, because Smash
Oh yeah, that's
Smash Brothers really, to the extent that they can, homogenizes every character so they work in the game together. And if you'll notice, especially in Ultimate, they are not above fucking up character faces. Peach's being the worst example. It's like, what the hell did you do to Peach's face?
Her eyes are too close together, and I think they're too far up.
And her nose is like 10 miles down her face and like touching her mouth. And they ruined Peach so hard.
It's bizarre.
The Street Fighter characters are a little wonky, but I believe them.
I believe them. Yeah.
The Richter Belmont specifically, his face is fucked up. They did some really weird stuff where they were like, fuck what these characters traditionally look like. We're gonna smashify them.
I
And
think
then
that's
they did.
I think that's appropriate though. I don't mind it.
I'm fine with the thing that they do where they make the textures too realistic. Like, okay, fine, whatever. Mario has individual stitches on his jeans, fine. You can see the Levi's logo on both of his buttons. That is okay. But, like, fundamentally changing the visage of a character is strange. I don't think they should take that much liberty with it, especially...
I don't think it bothers me as long as I can recognize this character. I do not question who they are.
Especially since Sakurai, though, is all about, like, no, but all the Kirby characters are perfect. All the Kirby characters, they're fine. Don't change them at all. I mean, they're also more cartoonish characters. Also, fuck's sake. Yo, did anybody tell Sakurai at any point that if he just wanted to make a goddamn Fire Emblem fighting game, he could just do that instead of having to ruin Smash Brothers with fucking Fire Emblem characters falling out the ass? Fire Emblem characters are literally the most populous in the game. There are more Fire Emblem characters than fucking Pokemon you can play as. That's fucked.
And
That's
there's
crazy.
a lot of Pokemon.
And that is counting Pokemon Trainer as one character, because he kind of is. As a human playable character, you get all three of those as one character. But yeah, there's fucking, what is it? It's 7 or 8 Fire Emblem characters in the game. And so, like, when you're playing just like against the CPU, there is literally a 1 in 10 chance that you will have to face a goddamn blue-haired piece of shit with a sword. And it's Just stop. Just stop it. They're not interesting character designs. And there are lots of interesting character designs in Fire Emblem. It's just not those ones. No, incorrect. No, Robin is a Fire Emblem character, therefore Robin cannot be the best. Oh, Advance Wars is wonderful. I'm surprised that nobody from that has somehow showed up in I mean, I know they were an assist trophy. They might still be an assist trophy.
Is Advance Wars the one that we try to get onto the pie?
No. No, Advance Wars is like
Which one's that?
is like modern war. It's like tanks and planes and stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, I saw a phone game for it.
But the art style is really, really nice. Like it's really, really great sprite work. It reminds me of that War Groove that just came out. Except
yeah.
except it's like modern stuff. Yeah, Matt's saying that. I'm not paying $25 for a game I'm definitely not going to play very much. I will wait until it's on sale. I will buy it, but I will buy it when it is on like 60% off. Because when let me try this again. When Switch shit goes on sale, it is deeply discounted, and I like that a lot. Unless it's a first party or greedy third party. So like Diablo will never be less than $60. And I will probably never buy that because I'm not putting in another 2,500 hours
Yeah.
into another version of the game.
Yeah.
No, I am a
Just
rich,
wait for 4.
I'm a rich, wealthy king in the PC version, so that is the version I'm going to keep playing, if I ever do again. But yeah, there's so many games that I'm just waiting for that like 60 or 70% off on my wish list on Switch. None of them come to mind. Now that I'm just playing Puzzle Bobble too, nothing comes to mind. That's just the game I play now.
He is good, too. What is your place? 8th?
I'm 8th in the world right now in Puzzle Bobble 2. And while that is not, by no means, doesn't mean I'm 8th in the world at the game, I have to assume that people who like retro shit probably have a Switch, and people who like Puzzle Bobble probably own Puzzle Bobble. So I have to assume it's a good low-res metric for how good I am at thinking. And in the score attack mode, where you get 1 credit, I am number 8 globally.
It's pretty cool.
There is a Japanese man at the top whose score is so far beyond mine, I literally don't understand how it's possible, given the way math in that game works, which means I am literally at this point, to rise much higher than I am. I said this in a tweet earlier today. To get much higher than I am right now at Puzzle Bobble, I'm going to have to get super nerdy about it, like do number crunching and, work out my route and figure out exactly what bubbles need to go when and where and figure that shit out in order to push my score any higher.
I'm really interested to see like what you can find online.
I could
People
definitely.
that have already done this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm sure there's forums, but like I'm at the point where I could definitely push my score higher than it is right now using what I'm using right now, but I bet I couldn't break 30 million. And there's a few more people who I think I could take down just playing as I am now, but my high score is 23 million something, and that's number 8 globally. And the guy on top is this Japanese dude who has over 100 million. And given that Puzzle Bobble is a game that does have an ending, it does eventually stop, it's not endless, I don't understand how he got that score before beating the game. I don't get it. So I'm gonna have to figure out like exploits and glitches and weird shit in Puzzle Bobble if I want to be the very best like no one ever was.
You said the thing. You said the thing.
Well, it was the wrong thing. If that is Puzzle Bobble, it should be
No, that is thematically appropriate.
should be you can relax and be free. Yeah, no, it's so weird too because of course it's even. Puzzle Bobble 2, my favorite in the series. I'm sure it's abundantly clear at this point. I'm a huge Bubble Bobble franchise nerd. 3 is my favorite, and because 1 and 2 have now come out on Switch, I assume 3 is forthcoming, and I'm really excited about that.
No, I can't find any. I hope so.
Only thing I'm worried about is that 3 is not a Neo Geo game.
That's my thought. Yeah.
But Arcade Archives also does stuff that is not Neo Geo.
Okay.
So maybe we're okay. 3 is my favorite, but like because I'm now being forced for the foreseeable future to play 2, which honestly was my least favorite for a long time. Well, no, my second least favorite. 4 sucks. But 2, the reason I didn't like it was purely aesthetic, because 2 did that thing that Taito did for a while where their backgrounds are photographs. So the backgrounds are photographs. So it's actually really hard on some levels to see what you're doing, because like, oh, it's literally a photograph of the Serengeti with like literal ass elephants and shit on screen. So like it's actually hard to see what you're doing at some point. And the music is synthesized in what I've been calling like it sounds like the kind of synthesizers you hear in the background in a Chinese restaurant. It's that really, really kind of placid. If you heard it, I hope you'd understand what I meant. Like it's kind of like when you hear like covers of pop songs in the background of a Chinese restaurant, but it's all done on like MIDI flutes and stuff. Like it's that kind of stuff, and it's really annoying. But I've kind of discovered a new love for it while I sit here playing it, waiting for 3 to come out.
It's actually stuck in my head right now.
Because it's better than 1. 2 is definitely better than 1, but 3, they're finally like, oh, okay, and it's just like really, really nice pixel art for backgrounds, and the sprites are far more animated and whatnot, and 3 is just really nice. And in 3, that's where you can bounce bubbles off the ceiling, and that's the best part.
That's the best part.
You bounce them off the ceiling, or in those levels that don't have a ceiling, you can literally just throw bubbles you don't need away.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice.
I think cider might win the day. This turned out okay.
I'm really enjoying it, yeah.
What are these? Are these like hips? Like hip bones?
Well, look at a second picture of them and find out.
You.
Oh, you're not going to do that?
No.
You're just going to go for it?
I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah, fine. Just go for it. I hope Bubble Bobble proper comes out on the Ding Dong Switch. It might not, though, because Taito lost the source code in like 1987. So every Bubble Bobble after the original game, they've had to recreate from scratch.
Did I know this? Surely you told me.
But they lost the source code. Which is crazy because, like, in a way, Bubble Bobble is like an extremely early, like, roguelike, the way its power-up system works. Like, it's kind of a grandfather to, like, you know, that kind of retro thing that is so popular today with, like, Binding of Isaac and Rogue Legacy and Risk of Rain and whatnot.
Should really play Binding of Isaac. I've never played it.
It's good. It's a fun game. It is asking for way too much money on Switch.
I wondered, yeah.
It is not a $50 game. At this point, especially, it's not a $50 game. I would gladly pay like $25, $30 maybe, but $50 no. Not happening. But yeah, it's like, what if like a Geometry Wars like twin stick shooter was the original Zelda, like top down, going through a dungeon. That's a good ass Pokemon.
I like them. This turned out good.
Better hurry up so you can do my Incineroar.
I might have to do that at a different time. My hand's not feeling great.
Macho Man, Randy, Incineroar. Or maybe I'll just draw it.
No, Yeah, I mean, you do whatever you want. I just think that'd be fun.
I'm also having trouble sitting though. My hip's done that thing because I've been sitting for too long. Yeah, speaking of robot hip joints, my one hip feels really tired lately. Like the joint where my leg attaches to my body feels incredibly tired. Sort of like my arm did when shit started falling apart with my arm. My body is a mess. I am a shambling horror. The only problem is it's so distracting that it's very difficult for me to get art done. Doesn't hurt, just really, really uncomfortable. As with everything that happens to me. Yeah, this turned out great.
Thank you.
That's the good shit.
He's like, I want to play. Who's that?
That was Leo at my feet.
Where is he? Oh, my God.
Walking away.
Yeah, that's fun. I like that.
How much slack do you have on that cord?
What chord?
The cord for your Intuos.
Quite a bit, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I tried running with my feet.
Oh, not
okay.
much.
Okay, so not
Yeah,
much
I
slack.
thought I had more than that.
I can still try drawing with my feet.
Okay. Wow, that's the worst one I've done today.
The worst signature?
Yeah.
Your signature is lovely.
Okay, Ty is gonna try drawing with his feet.
Well, not necessarily. It's just a thought.
Yeah, Lily's good Pokemons.
If you're done, I can just. Oh, yeah. Forgot about that one. Even though I watched you draw it. Good shit.
Yeah, this was a fun stream. Thank you for humoring me and letting me do Pokemon. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay, Ty is gonna do something.
I don't know. No, your chair's not so bad.
I warmed it with my butt.
Your chair's not so bad. Oh, hey, you know a fun thing about Mac OS? You actually, well, that's not even big enough. Fun thing about Mac OS is that you actually can't do the drag right into Ding Dong Town.
Well, that's not fun.
You. Can you give me a medium size? Give me that medium size. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the fun thing about... No, I'm probably...
Change it back to the chat.
I'm probably... in the interest of actually drawing something, I probably will use my hands. Insane and roar, but as Randy Savage. How do I... Oh, Jesus Christ. God, I hate using your computer. It's just everything is wrong.
It works fine for me.
Oh, shit. You know what? His head is already kind of shaped like a cowboy hat.
Yeah, it is.
So if we kind of just turn it into a cowboy hat.
What are you doing?
Wonderful.
Theo.
Oh, this is great. This is great. I think I need more room, actually. Where the fuck is control? There we go. I need to just shrink that a little bit. Look at this sexy dude. Oh yeah, right, it's flames. What does Savage have like a gesture? Like a wrestle gesture that he does a lot? Not like I have Google or anything to find out.
Oh shit. Does he?
I thought he did like an arm thing.
He crushes those little cups of creamer.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, so it is. Maybe instead of spikes, he just has like those. No, he didn't have the bike streamers. That was Ultimate Warrior. Whatever, he has them anyways.
Imagine I had.
He had like cowboy frills.
He's got the tassels.
Whatever. His tassels are being like the updraft from his belt. The updraft from his belt is causing them to. This is the dumbest shit I've ever done.
I disagree.
Him glasses say roar.
You've done dumber shit on the stream, sure.
Yeah, the Jughead Balrog is probably the stupidest thing. Oh, and he's a cat, so Creamer. Jesus Christ. I actually should have done that. Yeah, he's got the arm frills. I swear I'm good at drawing. You guys just never see the actual magic happen because that's done on my computer where I don't have.
Am I just not seeing it, or does he have 3 fingers on one hand and 4 on the other?
No, he's got 4.
Is there? Oh, is it hiding?
I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
I didn't draw them. I gave him 3.
No, I just can't see
I'm going off model.
the nub from here.
And I gave him a big old package, I guess. Yep.
Well, they gotta wear cups.
Cups of creme. I guess we'll just give them markings that look like wrestle boots. Yep. This is how we're going out. Some good Pokemon, some bad Pokemon. Oh, he's got a tail. He's a cat. Of course. This is not a penis. This is a tail. I'll give him Garfield stripes. Such Garfield. In fact, we should just give him Garfield stripes.
Let me send you this one.
I know, you can just put it in the recycle bin if you want.
a stripy poop.
Speech bubbles. Oh yeah, a ring with turnbuckles. Perspective is hard. Don't learn it, just use SketchUp.
You forgot the third rope.
What? Oh, fuck. No, I didn't. That's just his partner, Kirby, entering the ring. What, did I change the brush size at some point? It's like so much smaller now.
You might have.
Did my big-ass hands just... Ah, Jesus Christ. Okay, so... There's Kirby. And then we gotta have fans with signs.
I have sign guy.
He didn't plan a sign very well. It just says, "Oh my God," and there's a bunch of blank space.
I was behind a person with a sign that said something similar when I went to Sunday Night Heat.
And this guy just wanted his face to appear bigger.
Who's his opponent?
You, the viewer.
Oh.
Okay, based on what these spectators look like, I guess Kirby could just be a spectator who got up onto the ring.
Oh no. Kool-Aid Man.
I forget how to draw the Kool-Aid Man. It's like that or something. I just know he has like commas for eyes or some shit.
E-wrestler named Slim Jim.
Well, man's like, fuck yeah. What is happening? My guy's not impressed. Oh, Jesus Christ. We need more of a halo effect so we can see our champion. You must see our champion. You must see our champion. Yeah.
No. No, there's not enough space for you.
I guess stage light. See, I go for realism. If all else fails, just drown it in detail. And both your friends and enemies will be unable to deny your skill. I'll put light bulbs in those lights. This is why you pay me the big bucks.
Those are giant light bulbs.
More about it. Yeah, that's why they're so goddamn expensive.
Should be a cage match.
For fuck's sakes. No, you're gonna... Okay, no, his opponent is also Kirby. It's a mirror match. He's like, what am I getting myself into? And there's Kirby's butt crack.
This is why you guys pay us the big bucks.
And now this, I will sign it.
Thank you, Rob.
My signature is actually pretty close to the Smash Brothers logo, which is something like that. Yeah, yeah.
What is it supposed to be?
Cool.
Okay.
I'm guessing if you ask Sakurai, he'd be like,
A Kirby.
"It's." Sakurai does strike me as somebody who is like extremely like, my ideas are great. Yeah, like I said before, I'm so lucky that Jen thrives on crowd scenes because
Fucking love them.
it gives us a bit of an advantage. But yeah, they are for me to take those crowd scenes that she has drawn and like not choke on the coloring it's a nightmare. But it's a good nightmare. It's like
I think you'll do okay.
no, I'm sure I'll do fine. No, I will not allow. We don't make crap. We make Rising Sand. But still, it takes a lot of work to make Rising Sand. And it's frigging crowd scenes. God, right at the beginning, there's just like dozens and dozens of self at once. Oh, fuck. Anyways, yeah, I'm calling that.
Yeah, the stream's just about 2 hours long, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it. But yeah, for real, thank you for taking the hints and giving me Pokemons to draw.
It was more like a demand. It was like a ransom demand.
There was no ransom.
It was like, give me your pokes.
Give me your pokes. Give me your pokes or pay. But yeah, this super good stream, and if everything goes to plan, I will stream again next Sunday.
Or I will.
Or he will, yeah.
I really want to get back to streaming actual pages and shit. We're having trouble getting my computer to recognize a second monitor, and it has been hell for me because I have gone over 10 years with 2 monitors, so one has been very difficult. But hopefully I'll be able to show you guys some actual Rising Sand in the making before too long.
And then yeah, our $5 are maybe this week gonna get another peek at page 88, which is page.
I'm also going to be showing patrons
Number.
the promo thing I did for Act 2
Oh yeah.
because I'm
yeah,
not showing that off on Twitter yet.
But yeah, Carson, I'm super glad you were able to show up today. Thank you for coming.
I'm glad all of you guys to show up.
No, fuck the rest. I love you guys. I'm kidding. But yeah, okay. Gonna end the stream and go feed Monty. Hopefully we get to see him today. Okay, love you guys. Bye.